Is she your sister, Mrs. Schmidt?
I go to bed at night, and I see her holding that umbrella, and I want to scream.
You know, this Kathleen O'Shaughnessy is their first resident to make the missing persons list, and we're going to find out how and why.
I don't think there's a thing you couldn't teach me.
Perhaps.
Okay, you can start your rounds with these sedatives. I think they're killing her. Sorry, Phyllis. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Hey, Pepper?
Yeah.
Where you going?
Well, I'm all wet and there's some hot coffee in here, too.
Oh, hey. Oh, okay, my office 10 minutes before you go, okay?
Okay.
Look okay?
Wow, you look gorgeous. You got a date?
Jack the Ripper detail.
Well, you're safe, honey. Even the Ripper won't come out on a night like this.
Rain is so mysterious, especially when you're going somewhere. Do you know how long it's been since I've ridden in a car?
About a year.
Longer. Much, much longer. That isn't counting taxis, of course. Oh, dear. Her name. Janet. You're so good at names. Janet.
What?
Ronnie's wife. Before I see her, I've got to remember her name.
You never mentioned her name.
I must have. Dreadful. I'll try to remember it. And if I don't, I'll just dissemble. That's what Mother always taught us when we were girls. If a lady is confused, she just dissembles.
Well, they could at least waited until we had a dry spell, you know.
Oh, you won't melt, Joseph.
You're the one who's always complaining about being glued to your desk.
Oh, well, look what we got here. I'd say you've been out in the wet.
And I'm going back out into the wet. I am going home to a hot lemonade and brandy.
Yeah, listen, kid, why don't you take tomorrow off and sleep late?
Oh, fantastic.
Because the next day, we're all going to give Homicide a little help.
It's been nice, fellas.
Oh, it's not going to be just you. We're all going to be out there with you. Any questions?
Didn't all waste time with questions. He just picked up his hammer and saw.
Silver? A silver bowl? No, it couldn't have been silver. Ronnie was married during the war and they didn't have silver then. Aluminum. That's what I got Ronnie and his lovely bride. Perfectly beautiful little nut dishes, like leaves with stems that curled up over for handles. Oh dear, I left in such a rush, I absolutely forgot Mrs. Farrell, her birthday. Oh, she'll be terribly hurt. She'll be so happy when she hears where I've gone. Home to the ones I love best. I know she will. Is this where Ronnie's going to meet me?
That's what he said.
He must have a reason. And the main thing is he's back and he wants me. Would you help me, my dear, with this umbrella? Thank you, dear. Ronnie, darling. What's this about?
Right there.
I live here. Hey, Torsten. I can say if I paid my rent, he can't keep me out.
It's all right. She lives in Unit 5 across the way. Please, can I go? I'm going to be sick.
What's the matter? They find out what you charge?
The woman in the room across from yours has been killed. Been dead 5 days, maybe more.
You mean just laying there in the room across from you?
Every question.
Yeah, Pete. What do we got?
Well, we got a female, Caucasian, elderly, 70, maybe 80. Can't tell anything more until I finish in there. Except that she was strangled with piano wire.
Who was she, Pete?
She wasn't registered. The room was taken by a man, D. Johnson, Fresno.
No identification, no purse?
No, nothing. I wouldn't go in there if I were you, Pep. It's been almost a week.
Well, I can hack it.
Want a lift for identification, fellas?
Anything, Joe?
Nothing new. They say it'd take about 4 or 5 hours before they can tell us anything more. Well, there's no sense in you two staying in here. We've covered every inch of this place.
Have the coroner let me know what time to post the body.
You got it.
She was so tiny.
Let's go talk to the owner and see what he knows. Mr. Torsen, were you here the night that Mr. Johnson was registered?
Who else was here?
Huh?
You can't pay enough for what I cleared to get somebody.
Yeah, Johnson was from Fresno?
Right here.
Hey, what about that? I mean, don't you normally write in their license number?
Well, normally I do, but...
For what?
Well, I remember that night. It was rainy and it was chilly, and an old friend of mine dropped by and with a bottle. And when this Johnson came, somewhere around 3 o'clock in the morning, well, you could say I was a little mellow. Okay, I was a lot mellow.
Do you remember, was he tall, short? Can you remember that?
He was about average.
Was he black, white?
White, he was white.
What about his hair? Blonde, brunette, gray?
I don't know. He had a hat on. Like I told you before, it was raining. It was raining all week. I think he had a cold because he sounded sort of hoarse. Real hoarse.
How'd he pay for the room?
Cash in advance. That time of night it has to be. 5 nights. For what it's worth to you, he took the cheapest rate. We call that housekeeping. No maid service, nothing. Just for the room. For what it's worth to you.
Did you ever see him go into the room or anybody else?
No, ma'am. After the 5 days were up, I just took my key and I checked the room and I found her.
Bill.
Hey, Joe, where's Pep?
Missing persons.
Hey, what'd you find out at the autopsy?
Blue eyes, white hair, that much for sure.
Yeah? No identifying marks? Nothing?
Only dentures. Full upper, partial lower.
Oh? Traceable?
Well, we're working on that now. Pathologist says that those type of dentures haven't been made since World War II, and they were expensive then.
That goes with her clothes. We'll have your pocket knife, will you? According to Pepper, her clothes were expensive, too. Once. Everything she had on was at least 10 or 15 years old, except her shoes. Pep's got a theory about that.
What's that?
She said the old lady was wearing what you call an outfit, and even though it was out of style, it was still an outfit. And she said if she had that kind of taste, there ain't no way she's gonna spoil that outfit by wearing those dumb shoes.
Fingerprints, negative. We've run all the checks, and it's either one of two things. She never existed, or she never had a job, or applied for a driver's license, or whatever.
You know, Bill, that could fit in with the clothes. Say she never worked, and she could afford a chauffeur.
That sounds like the perfect Fillmore motel type, doesn't it? Let's hold the body. Somebody knows who she is. Somebody who calls himself D. Johnson.
I know all we have to do is find D. Johnson. It's easy.
Easy, is it?
Wish we had a name for you, little lady. But right now, you're gonna have to be Jane Doe number 26.
I thought it must be mail time.
You learn our routine very quickly, Mrs. Edgeworth.
Well, it has come, hasn't it? My bank statement. Well, this is the first week of the month, isn't it?
Yes, sir. But you know how the mail is. Oh, Miss Richards, I could use some help with the mail. Where have you been?
Been upstairs in my room, lying down.
Janet, what am I going to do with you?
Sorry, Gladys. I just can't forget.
So you finally decided to get out of bed, did you?
That's enough, Mame. She's not feeling well.
I suppose it's asking too much of her. I have this list filled that we need from the infirmary.
Listen, I'm not going to have any more of this. Do you hear me? Both of you.
Just give me the list.
That's better. Mrs. Edgeworth's bank statement. And you know what to do with it.
You know, Sarge, you ought to work missing persons. Teaches you a lot more than you want to know about people.
Well, at least I've got 6 possibilities.
Yeah, and this is a slow month. Around the holidays, we get 15, 20-year-old people reported. You know, it's really kind of hard to take. Somebody will come in and they'll file a report, and we don't see them again. It's almost as if inside. I'm glad that Mama or Aunt Sadie or Grandpa took a walk.
The Eskimos used to put them on ice floes when they reached a certain age. Maybe this is as close as we can get.
Yeah, but at least the ice flow was fast. Let's see who we have left. There's Mrs. Helen Schmidt, 7934 Charlottesville and San Mateo.
Can I see them? Is she your sister, Mrs. Schmidt?
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's fine. I wish there had been another way. Why don't you come to our office? We'll get you a cup of coffee.
I think I'd just like some air, please.
Okay.
I hope, God rest her, that wasn't Kathleen in there. But something inside says it was. I haven't seen her for nearly 20 years.
Well, why were you searching for her now?
Time, Sergeant Anderson. Time and guilt and loneliness.
Well, I'm a little confused. First, you file a missing persons report, but yet you haven't seen the woman for 20 years.
Well, I found Kathleen. At least I found out where she was. She'd sold her house and moved into a home. Well, I couldn't have that. But when I went to pick her up, the woman that runs the place, a Miss Conway, I think, said that Kathleen had become so upset when she knew I was coming that she'd packed all her things and moved.
Where was this home?
The Golden something. Oh, yes. The Golden Years.
I like this very much. It's a real antique, isn't it?
Yes, it's Queen Anne, I think.
Yeah, you sure got some beautiful things here. It's like a regular museum.
They're gifts to the home, Sergeant. Thank you, Miss Richards. When the ladies join our family, they're allowed to bring the things they cherish the most.
Is that right?
I'm sorry I kept you waiting, but today is the day when every lady receives a call from Dr. Wesley, and it's an inviolate rule that I make the rounds with him.
Miss Conway, about Kathleen O'Shaughnessy.
Oh, yes, what can I tell you about her?
She just packed up and moved out, is that right?
Well, Sergeant, this is not an institution. The ladies are not committed. They enter of their own volition, and they're able to leave whenever they choose. I'll give you a brochure that explains our philosophy.
Somebody's car is blocking the driveway, and I'm expecting an ambulance from Mrs. Bannister.
Yeah, well, that would be my car. I'm sorry, I'll move it.
Is there anything else we can tell you?
No, I don't think so. I think Miss Richards filled me in pretty well.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, and, Sergeant, well, this is a common behavior pattern, Sergeant. Mrs. O'Shaughnessy found a place for herself here, a peaceful refuge. Miss Richards, would you hand me one of our brochures, please? She was, frightened when she thought her sister might make her move. I hope she'll come back. Thank you. And, of course, we'll have her room waiting for her for a reasonable amount of time.
Thank you very much, Miss Conway. Miss Richards, I'm sure this will be a big help.
Couldn't have listened to that man for another minute.
Janet, there is nothing to be frightened of.
But I am afraid. I'm very afraid. I go to bed at night, and I shiver. And I can't fall asleep. And sometimes, the shadows, I see her in the rain, holding that umbrella, and I want to scream.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to do that.
I went down to County Health and I checked the survival rate. I tell you, they ought to change the name of that place from the Golden Years to the Golden Year. Because that's just about as long as those old ladies last once they're admitted. Now, pepper, fast.
What?
Pepper, hot pepper.
Oh, hot pepper.
Red pepper. Thank you.
Are you sure your mother made that froth thing that
Far
hot?
Diavolo, sweetheart. And she made everything hot. Look at me. Need something. You know, this Kathleen O'Shaughnessy. is their first resident to make the missing persons list. And I want us to find out how and why.
I go in, right?
Nope.
Too young?
No, you can't afford it. Oh, what's the chef's arm, will you?
I meant to go in as a nurse, not a patient.
I don't know. I met the 3 ladies who run that place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure you'd fit in there. One of them looks like she ought to be driving a diesel truck. The other 2 read pretty much the same, maybe a little more discreet.
Well, do we have a contact that can get me in?
Mm-hmm, I think so. Taste this.
Huh?
Taste this.
What?
Terrific. Andrea?
Ouch.
You're not sweating. Not enough pepper.
Ah!
You really want to go in, huh?
I do. Yes, I do.
Won't you have a seat, Miss Anderson? Well, Miss Feeney was right. She said you were very pretty. You are.
Thank you.
I've been looking over your application. There seems to be one small matter. You've never worked in a retirement home before.
Should that be such a drawback, Miss Conway? I don't think there's a thing you couldn't teach me.
Perhaps. But why should I choose you above a qualified practical nurse?
Because I learn quickly, and I'm willing.
Yes, I think you are. But we might as well check some of your professional references. Let's see, Bryan's Hospital, head nurse McGinnis.
Miss Conway, don't, please.
Why?
I never worked at Bryan. I lied about that. I'm new in town. I've never even seen Bryan Hospital.
What are you trying to tell me, Miss Anderson?
I am a nurse, a good one. But I was involved in some trouble recently.
Where was that?
Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland, and there was an incident at a hospital where I worked. Theft of drugs. And they...
Yes?
At first, they thought I was involved. It all became a terrible mess. Well, my only involvement was that I knew who did it, and I had to tell, finally. I told the grand jury and named names.
And you thought it best to leave?
Yes. There were people who weren't very happy about what I'd done, what I had to do. Miss Conway, I need a job badly. I need a place where I can stay out of sight for a while. Money doesn't matter. I'd work for next to nothing.
Well, I think we can do a little better than that. I think you'll add a bright new note to the golden years. Suzanne, the job is yours.
You hired her without even asking me? She should have been checked and double-checked, especially now.
Mame, dear, I have the authority to hire and fire as I choose. Miss Anderson starts in the morning.
What is this crud? We've been together a long time. What are you doing pulling rank on me?
Maybe we've been together too long.
Oh, you're getting so cute in your old age. Cute and careless.
She'll do very nicely.
I'll bet she will. File this.
As you can see, Suzanne, you'll have plenty of privacy.
Oh, this is nice. I'm sure I'll be very comfortable here.
that all you brought?
That's all I have.
Well, it doesn't matter. You'll be living in your uniform. And as you can see, they're very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well put it on now and start right in on your duties.
All right. I'll see you downstairs in a minute.
I think it'll work out very nicely.
I'll do my best.
Mr. Lund,
Yes.
this is Sergeant Crowley.
Oh, how do you do, Sergeant?
Mr. Lund?
Sit down, please.
Thanks.
May I get you a cup of coffee?
Yeah, thanks. With cream, okay?
Sure.
Now, I don't have to remind you, Sergeant, that all account information is, for all intents and purposes, confidential. Good. Do you have the court order?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, would you care for a cigarette?
No, thanks.
You mind if I smoke?
Yes.
I haven't had time to gather all the information you requested. This is a correspondence pertaining to her account. This is a letter requesting a transfer of funds from her savings account to her checking account. And, of course, we answered, cautioning her about her loss of interest. And this is her letter. Now, you'll note that it's on a letterhead from the home she entered. And she explains that she was incapacitated and unable to make it here to the bank.
Both of these are typewritten.
Yes.
You transferred the funds.
There you are.
Well, that's what she asked.
Mr. Lund, her account's still active, isn't it?
It is.
What's the status of that account?
Well, I'm not certain. I've asked for a spot check. Perhaps I could phone you when I get that information.
I'll wait.
Well, it may take time.
I said it, I'll wait.
Very well.
Just how much training have you had in geriatrics?
Not enough, but I'll be able to handle the patients.
They aren't patients, they're residents. Don't forget that. Those in this wing happen to be bedridden, but they're still residents. Until I see what you're capable of, I want you to do nothing without checking with me first. These little ladies can ask you for the moon. And you just smile and be courteous. And relay any of their requests to me.
Not to Miss Conway.
To me. I'm the head of the infirmary. Mrs. Berry, you're not supposed to be out here, dear.
Oh, I'm so tired of being cooped up in my room.
Dr. Wesley doesn't want you to exert yourself.
But I told him, like I told you and the others, I don't belong here. I have a family who wants me and needs me.
Now, they sent you here and you agreed to come, right?
My daughter-in-law said it was just a trial period.
You
and
just go in your room, Mrs. Berry, and we'll discuss it later, okay?
Sad.
It happens.
I notice all the residents wear the same kind of shoes. Are they orthopedic?
Orthopedic, no. Cheap, yes. Okay, now you can start your rounds with these sedatives.
Oh, it's not marked which patient gets them.
Well, they all get them. And you stand there and make sure they take them. They're crafty. They can palm one of those things as fast as a dealer can palm an ace. Now, Mrs. Farrell in 9, she gets 2, those little greenies. She's pretty good about it. But you make sure she takes them. Understand?
Oh, yeah.
Enough of Auntie Mame's friendly corner drugstore.
Wish me luck.
Well, the little lady signed them all right.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me show you something. Now look at that. Look.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Man, there's so much alike there could be a rubber stamp. And I tell you, nobody signs his name the same way that many times.
For sure.
No, this didn't mean that Jane Doe number 26 is Mrs. O'Shaughnessy. But it just might have made Mrs. O'Shaughnessy Jane Doe number 26. What's our arrangement with Pepper?
Yeah, we kept it loose. She said she'd contact us when she had to.
So we wait, huh?
promised me it was only for a while. You promised me. Go home. I can't stay here. I've got to go home. Don't belong here.
Hello, Mrs. Farrell.
Hello. Will you turn it off, that thing?
Is this better?
Okay. Just because I can't see to read anymore, do I have to have that box natter at me?
Of course not.
It was hers. Kathleen's. Never thought I'd miss her, but if she wasn't chipping like a bird, that thing was going.
How long was she your roommate?
Ever since I got here.
But you do miss her.
I'd miss Lizzie Borden.
Mrs. Farrell, wouldn't it be easier if you wore your plates when you ate?
Don't have any. Rather live on pace than wear those things.
Of course you do. They're right here. Oh, I see. They're broken.
Not mine. Hers. Kathleen's. The set they made up for her here. Didn't last any time. Broke. Had to go back to her old set.
These are Kathleen O'Shaughnessy's?
Mm-hmm. Put him back. She left him, and I'm going to keep him.
Well, you just let me get a nice, pretty box for them. How's that?
Long as I get him back.
Mrs. Farrell, it must have been hard to say goodbye to Kathleen.
Never did. That Doan woman gave us our sleeping pills, and me my other pills, and when I woke up, Kathleen was gone. Lock, stock, and barrel. Except for them. Would have been nice, courteous at least to say goodbye. I don't want this. Take it away.
Oh, sure, let me have it.
Nurse, don't mind me hollering at you like an old crone. Breaks the monotony, gives me something to do, all right?
I know. I'll just leave your food here in case you change your mind, but you've got to take your pills.
I won't forget. Oh, I don't mind these. They relax me, help me to sleep. But these green ones, they just turn my stomach inside out. They give me nightmares. They're snuffing the life out of me before my time. But I guess these people know what they're doing. My son pays a fortune for this place, so...
I tell you what, Mrs. Farrell, why don't you skip taking them for tonight? Just for a night or two.
That darn woman will have a fit.
Well, it'll just be our little secret. See how you feel a couple nights without taking them, all right?
Nurse? Suzanne, is it?
Yes.
I like you, Suzanne.
I like you.
Suzanne?
Yes? I was just going down to the corner market. I needed some...
Mrs. Barry is missing. She's gone. Ruth, is there any sign of her yet?
No, Miss Conway.
Well, you better check the rear again.
Gladys, I just talked to Mrs. Hasseltine. The old witch said she was going to walk home. My car's outside.
I'll go with you. I'm coming too.
It's all right.
Not that way. Not that way. No.
It's gonna be all right. I promise. I promise.
No mistake. The lab says they were made for one and the same person. Nice work, Beth.
Kathleen O'Shaughnessy.
Well, that takes care of Jane Doe. We know why she was wasted. Now we got to find out who wasted her.
Probably the same one who signed her signature to the checks. Steve Johnson, John Smith, or whatever he calls himself.
Pap, who are the guys involved at the Golden Years?
Well, the janitor, the doctor, the 2 regulars from the funeral home, everybody and nobody. What do you think about these? You think they're of any use? You don't make a move around there without signing forms, getting forms signed, or inventing new ones. 3 carbons instead of 2 gets you a whole stack of signatures.
Yeah, Pete, get those over to handwriting analysis.
And fast.
Sure.
Listen, because there's a woman I'm really worried about, Mrs. Farrell. I think they're killing her. Like when I saw on the street, this was a Mrs. Barry, tormented, just killing her spirit. Boy, I really want to get those people. I really want to get them. Miss Richards.
What?
Oh,
It's you, Susan.
it is Janet Richards.
What?
Did you sign this?
It's a requisition. Yes, I signed it.
Miss Richards, Sergeant Crowley, Police Department. You're under arrest for the murder of Kathleen O'Shaughnessy.
Miss Conway?
Suzanne?
Yes, it's me.
Dear, I can't talk to you.
Sorry, Miss Conway.
Miss Conway, Miss Dorn, I have warrants for your arrest for murder.
Smart, Gladys. So smart. Shut up. You hired her, I didn't. I told you shut up. This may be the last mistake you'll ever make.
Ames, shut up.
All right, sweetheart. Arrest me, and then let's just see what happens.
Have a seat, Miss Conway.
I'm overwhelmed by your courtesy, Sergeant. Isn't customary to put a prisoner in a cell?
Well, as a general rule, I just thought we could talk better here. How would you like a cup of coffee?
I hope that chair's for my lawyer. I know something about rights, Sergeant, and at this moment you're endangering the lives of 30 elderly women.
As a matter of fact, we took care of that. They'll survive. Could you make them that same guarantee, Miss Conway?
Charming. Do I have a choice, Sergeant?
Choice?
Between this and a cell? I'd much prefer the cell.
Well, I sure as hell can arrange that. Booker.
Janet? That's what happens when old friends move into a new neighborhood. Nice. Reminds me of Nurse Corps. One thing I learned in the Corps was when captured by the enemy, all you have to give is name, rank, serial number.
Well, at least that's a start.
Or finish. Unless you'd like to make some small talk, Jasbo.
Well, Miss Dorn, you've heard the charges against you. I'm prepared to listen to anything you have to say at this point.
Oh, yeah? Come here. Come here.
Game called on account of mud. You got some soap? I want to wash out my ears.
They look all right to me.
You didn't hear what I heard.
Well, what's happening?
It's deep.
Here, it's been a long night. Coffee's how you like it. Strong.
You found out so many things, didn't you?
It's my job. Want to talk?
I just want to be left alone.
All right. But try the coffee. It's good.
You were at the home?
Mm-hmm. A while ago.
The ladies. Who's taking care of them?
The night shift nurses are still there. And we've assigned someone from County General to help Dr. Wesley in the morning.
No.
Why not?
Not Dr. Wesley. He doesn't care about them.
Was it Dr. Wesley's idea to sedate the women so they couldn't care and wouldn't complain? Janet, someone registered at the Fillmore Court, a man named Johnson. I think you might know. Was that Dr. Wesley?
Why won't you let me see Gladys?
Gladys can't help you now. Were you at the motel, Janet? You're right. I did find out about a lot of things. I found out about a home that lets women starve to death when they become too much bother for the monthly fee they bring in. Starve slowly, day by day, until they just aren't a bother anymore. But I also found out about a supervisor who spends nights holding shells that aren't even human anymore, shells that can't even know she's there, holding their hands just so they won't slip out of this life alone. It's hard to believe that supervisor is the only one we have proof against, just because she did what she was told. Signed checks that brought an old woman closer and closer to the end of her life. Is that what happened to the others, Janet? Mary Hearn, Maggie... Stop it! Most of them don't have any families, no relatives. Who was to miss them? Except, Janet, one woman did have someone. Kathleen, a sister. But Kathleen had to die before that sister began asking questions. She had to die in her best outfit, her white gloves, sweet little hat. She thought you were her friend, Janet. How did she look when the wire tightened around her neck? Did she reach out to you? Did she pray for you to help her?
God! Oh, my God!
Janet, there were 3 of you. Now, which one dressed as a man and rented that motel room? Which one tightened that wire around her neck? Mame? You? Gladys?
No. It wasn't Gladys. I did it.
Janet.
I signed the checks. I killed Kathleen.
Don't protect her.
I killed her.
Look at me and don't lie to me. Janet, she must be very special to you. How long has it been? 10, 12 years? You have nothing to hide from me. I knew it the minute I saw you 2 together. And I don't condemn you. Not at all. I've known what a love like yours can do to a person. I've lived with it. I don't think I've ever told anybody else this. In college, I had a roommate who meant a great deal to me. But I meant even more to her. I watched what a love like yours can do to a person. I watched her suffering. And I couldn't help her. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is don't protect Gladys. Don't destroy yourself, okay? Yeah, it was Gladys who registered at the motel. It was Gladys who killed Kathleen.
Don't hurt her. Don't hurt her. Just don't hurt her, please. She's all I've ever had.
Is that all?
Yeah, it's enough.
Then I'm going home.
Heather. Let me take you home.
Good night. Drop the gun. Lawrence Turk Allison, Turkey, Texas.
Yeah, that's why they call me Turk. If I don't fit your dream book of hero cops, it's tough.
I don't like either one of them, honey. They're both killers.
And you don't care if it's Turk or Briscoe.
What are you doing? Where can I find Briscoe? I'm gonna kill him.
I mean, there's a contract out on him right now.
That's right.
You drop the case and Turk.
Flight 69, Flight 69 for Miami, now loading at gate 12.
Flight 1084 from Dallas to 1026 on time. You think I could write a song about that?
I'm going to write a letter of complaint to the chief.
What's the matter, Pat?
This is a job for the marshal's office, serving subpoenas.
Need I remind, madam, that we'll have to take Blau over to the DA's office when he shows up?
Hey, couldn't we just call a cab, give him directions, and call it a day? Need I remind you that I was up till 3 o'clock this morning chasing down pimps?
You have a tough life, Pep, you know that? Listen, we need Fred Blau, and you know it.
I know it.
He testifies we got this whole real estate deal in our hands.
Yeah, I know.
You see, to talk a deal with the heavies, he's scared. We'll just snatch him and make our own little deal.
So it's the heavies or us?
Yeah, well, he planned to rip off $1 million on a phony city project. He ain't legit anymore. He deserves a little squeeze.
Flight 32, Flight 32 from Chicago, now arriving at gate 11.
This is the flight.
Flight 69, Flight 69 for Miami, now loading at gate 12.
There he is. Gray suit, dark glasses.
Baggage for passengers who arrived on Flight 57 can now be claimed at the baggage area.
Police officer, freeze!
Police, don't move! Drop the gun.
Be careful of that thing. Sometimes it goes off.
So I noticed.
The fellow was fixing to do something naughty.
How long are they planning on keeping us down here?
I checked upstairs. Paint's still wet.
It's a hell of a thing. They got you sitting right outside the men's room, man.
Well, it's one of the few places you guys really know what you're doing.
Sit down. Allison, would it?
Standing's fine. The airplane seats have a way of cramping up my body.
Listen, man, you're not in any position to call the shots. Now sit down.
Hey, look, little buddy. When I sit on my hands, my fingers go to sleep. Now, you take these shackles off I'm in, I'll sit for a full-length portrait.
Hey, Bill, how long before we're going to be able to split? I mean, they got pep squeezed right up next to the little boy's room.
I know, Pete. Where'd you find this luggage?
One pair of pants, 3 pair of cowboy boots. And this was found in one of the boots.
Another .357 Magnum, huh? Well, that's very sincere indeed.
Yeah, I knew they liked those little bitty guns, you know?
I think you might find this interesting.
You a cop?
I was a cop until it got too dangerous.
For you or for them?
I reckon it was touch and go.
Lawrence Turk Allison. Male Caucasian, 6'3", 195, date of birth 1/11/38. Turkey, Texas.
Yeah, that's why they call me Turk.
Entered Houston Police Department 3/10/58. Retired medical pension 3/4/74. Private investigator, license 6285, issued June last year. He's got a gun permit issued here July 12th of last year.
Permit to carry a gun is not a license to kill. All right, Allison, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll sit still for self-defense. You just tell me why you had to defend yourself. Who's your client?
Now, Mr. Crowley, wouldn't we call that privileged information?
Don't get cute with me, Allison, all right? I mean, look, man, as far as I'm concerned, you're on the other side of the street now, and I want some answers. Now, you getting my message?
I hope it doesn't rain again tonight. Would you like some coffee, Allison?
You're not going to pull that good cop, bad cop routine on me, are you? If so, I hope you're the good cop.
I guess it's the same rules everywhere, just different ballparks. Fred Blau was an important witness to us. What's your connection with him?
Bodyguard.
Well, there's some pretty rough people out after him.
I didn't think it was going to be a 4-H club. Not at the $300 a day I charge.
Yeah, I just saw how you earned your $300 today.
Where's Fred Blau?
I don't know. He hired me by phone, sight unseen. Paid him a fare and fee to meet him in Dallas, and I did. Watched him burn up the phone for about 2 hours. Hotel Endicott.
The man you killed was Steve Phillips. Know him? Ever heard of him before?
Total stranger. I reckon I'm eligible for an OR release on the shooting, so...
Oh, there are a few formalities, Mr. Allison.
Where's Fred Blau?
That old boy slipped me, and that's a rescission of contract.
Any particular reason why he hired you instead of somebody else?
Well, everybody either hires me or somebody else. Now, if the air's all cleared up, I'll get my weapons and I'll be on my way.
Yeah, well, I think ballistics would like to use your weapons for a couple of days. You can pick them up. Leave your local address right here with us.
All right, but you're sure not being very neighborly, Mr. Crowley.
I'm sorry. It's the most I can muster up under the circumstances.
What circumstances?
Well, that guy you dusted was a strong-arm man, worked for a character named Asa Briscoe. You know him?
Fat Ace Briscoe. Yeah.
Yeah, only he ain't so fat anymore. He's just heavy.
He might be setting you up. 2 birds. Ever think of that?
Shall I see myself out?
I think it'd be better if Mr. Royster walked you out. Hey, Pete? Yeah. You want to see this guy out?
I'll be seeing you, little darling.
What do you think about that character?
Oh, he's unique. I like his boots.
Man, how can they smoke those things?
Haven't touched them in years.
Hey, here. Phone calls from Dallas. Check out the Briscoe-connected locations. So there's no doubt about it. Well, I was looking to make a meet with Briscoe. Now, Allison's right in the middle of it.
Bill, who exactly are you after?
Whoever stumps his toe first. We'll follow that, will you?
And you don't care if it's Turk or Briscoe?
Turk, huh? I don't like either one of them, honey. They're both killers.
You want me to put a tail on?
You can't tail guys like that. They don't tail.
Let's try, Bill. We need him.
I want Blau. Now find him. Put some money in the streets. He ain't that smart. He's an amateur. He don't know how to hide. Look for cheap flops like the movie.
It's not that easy, Ace. Cops are looking for him, too.
Well, so what? We use the same stools as they do half the time. Only we pay out cash. You find him, then lose him.
What about Turk?
It's Blau I want. He's the important one. He's the one that can put me away. What I owe Turk for the old days, I can pay later.
His car. I can't find a parking spot for him. I could have ducked out on this last night.
Ducked out where? He's got no place to go. Besides, he's too stubborn.
Or too dumb. I'm gonna go see if I can locate the manager. He's out in the back showing somebody in the apartment someplace. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Right.
Morning.
Hi. Hop in.
You know, I figured you'd say that. I got this addiction to overcooked sausage, rubbery eggs, and greasy home fries.
Like Mother used to make?
A little greasier. Care to join me?
You make it sound irresistible.
I'm easier to tell when you're looking at me.
Wagons west, partner. I love your boots.
Move 'em out, Captain.
You eat there regularly?
You didn't like it.
Well,
Did you call your office?
in the ladies' room while you were paying the check. There's a phone in there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, but I gotta ask. It's the cop in me.
What about the woman in you?
It took 10 phone calls and about as many official requests to get your Houston file. You're some amazing character. Real legitimate hero. Medals, medals, medals. Newspaper clippings and bullet wounds.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you when it's going to rain.
And then you apply for a medical pension that you'd been fighting against and disappeared from Texas with just a little old post office box number as a forwarding address.
Sergeant, I am impressed with your efficiency.
You like mushrooms?
Yeah, and with my past. But so?
Well, I gotta ask it. Why did you pick here?
Well, it's as far away from Texas as I could get and still be in the United States.
You're forgetting about Hawaii and Alaska.
I think I still figure there's only 48.
Allison?
Turk or Big Darling? Take your pick.
Blau's dead if we don't find him first.
So find him. That's your job. I'm on a pension, remember?
Let's get some pickles.
How long you be riding in my hip pocket?
Is my company all that unpleasant?
Oh, not at all, ma'am. But you're here because it's the easy way to keep me covered, right? Right.
Don't tell me you're gonna make it easy for me. Help me to do my job.
No, not at all. You see, your office has my guns. I had no food in the house. I wanted a good breakfast. So I brought along a good-looking bodyguard to keep in company.
And you're ripe for a hit. So you won't help us, but you'll use us. I'm not sure I like that.
Look, lady, I do my own thing, whether you like it or not. And if I don't fit your dream book of hero cops, it's tough. But I paid my dues. When I worked the streets, that was the best. When I worked alone, that was the way I wanted it. I pushed back the wise guys in the hoods the same way they pushed, with methods that they understood.
Like with Ace Briscoe?
Like Ace Briscoe.
Then why'd you quit?
I'd had it. The job changed. Politicians and the sob sisters took over. Captains that never worked the streets. Stupid laws, stupider judges.
Some stupid police women?
Yeah, women cops.
How about women?
I like them. I always have. Guess you might say I've had my share. Hey, look, I make $15,000 a year for having a few extra holes in my body. I can live all right on that. If I need some more, I take a bodyguard job on my terms. Guess that about does it. You have a desire to see my refrigerator?
Thanks a lot.
Sorry, Bill.
Next time you disappear, I'll just call the police. Allison, your phone.
What about it, Crowley?
We want to cover it. We need it.
Okay. You monitor it in my apartment, just like an answering service. And the sergeant here monitors it, or nobody.
Pep?
Okay, I'll try it for a while. 24 hours.
You sure you want to stash up there with no coverage?
We're both cops, and that's all you'll have in your apartment, Turk. Just another cop.
Of course. Now, if you two will help me with my groceries, consider it a public service.
There's Blau.
Allison investigators.
What do you say, old buddy?
Turk, listen, I want to thank you for that little number at the airport, but I'm really going to need your help now, man. They're going to get me. They're going to try again.
I told you to go to the cops. They're the only ones who can help you now.
I can't go to the cops. If I go to the cops, they get my family. I can't go to the cops. Listen, Turk, listen to me. I want to talk to a guy, Briscoe. Ace Briscoe. He's the guy. Now, I'll tell him that I'll take all the blame and that I won't talk. Okay? I just want to make peace, okay?
Talking to Briscoe is a passport to a slab.
Well, I don't have anybody else, man. What do you want me to do? You want money? How much do you want? Listen, name a figure. I'll whatever you want.
Okay, Blau. See if I can see him myself. I get $300 a day. Same price, same service. But you do exactly as I say.
Right. Anything you say, right.
Okay, where are you now?
Well, I'm at a phone in a courtyard in a motel in Blancas, the Evans Motel.
Crowley, Blau is at the Evans Motel.
Okay, cut and run. Don't even go back for a toothbrush. Take a car, cab, or bus, anything. Get out of there, but call me tonight after midnight when you relocate.
You're right, yeah. Hey, listen, could you give me a lift? My car broke down and I'm stuck here. Could you?
What's he doing now? I don't know. Tail him.
Now we're gonna lose him again. That was the whole point of this thing, to find Blau before Briscoe does. What's the matter with you? Now you put him back out on the street again.
Let me tell you something, little darling. If you think you and Crowley are the only ones in town with a police radio, then you're a dumb cop.
Briscoe listened to the police radio in Houston all the time. He could have heard every word you said. And if your people are going to find him, Briscoe's can find him, and maybe quicker. Now, if I can get to Blau before Briscoe, he's at least got a chance. You better call Crowley and tell him what's happened.
You dirty double-crosser. You really care about that guy, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I get tender feelings about a crocodile for $300 a day.
He's got the best cover in town. 3 straights and a big hotel. Well, we'll give him till the night. If he comes out, we'll do a hit-and-run job on him. Nice and clean. What if he doesn't come out? We go in and get him, buddy boy.
I know all about your troubles, Tony, but call me back with a place where I can locate Briscoe. Tonight. I need the place and the call tonight. Yeah, sure, hotshot. Reverse the charges. And don't sweat it. I just want to talk to Ace. Okay.
I want in.
Ain't no place to ride tandem on a bucking horse.
We know all of Briscoe's places. If we have to, we'll cover them all and louse you up. Or I go along.
Hey, look, Pepper, if it's a meet, it's me and Ace. I mean, hell, it's nothing more boring to hear two people talk about old times.
Yeah, I understand. But I want to be there.
Miss, give that to Mr. Briscoe. Watch this pasta turn into library paste.
Well, now. What's the occasion, cowboy? Thought I brushed you off my shoes along with the rest of the horse manure 10 years ago.
I like your new teeth, Ace. Last time I saw you, you didn't have any.
You want to talk? Tell me some words.
Fred Blau.
Them's dirty words, Turk.
He's willing to take the route. He'll keep his mouth shut and ride out a federal vacation. Just leave him be.
That's what they say. Then they hear those iron doors slam and they get this urge to sing. Beat it.
I'll guarantee he'll keep his flap button.
I make my own guarantees. Now get lost, cowboy. You ain't a cop anymore. You gotta follow the rules just like everybody else now.
I never followed the rules when I was a cop, and nothing's changed, and I want you to lay off of Fred Blau.
You ain't on the talking end of the phone anymore, cowboy. Now get out while you can.
You're just a punk.
And you're a dead man, Turk.
Let's go.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I want you to scoot, Pepper. They don't want you.
I only leave with the man what brung me.
All right, get yourself over there.
Woo!
How'd it go?
No good. Blau's got to come to you or commit suicide.
He's called twice already. You won't leave any messages. So you call every 15 minutes till you get back.
We better cover Blau's family. This stuff's starting to hit the fan.
Why you done that?
Yeah? Yeah, it's me. Where are you? Okay, I'm on my way. Stay put.
What about Briscoe? Did you talk to him?
Yeah. No way to make a deal.
Well, what do I do now?
Like I told you, old buddy, go to the cops. They're the only ones that can help you now.
Well, like I told you, I can't go to the cops because you'll get my family.
Hey, your family's safe. The cops already have them covered.
They're not safe. He's still gonna get them.
Man, he's spooked.
Yeah, we best move it.
Where's he heading?
Nowhere, I'm afraid. You'll never get out of the Weaver Hotel. You know the place?
Yeah.
Going down?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing? I thought you said we're going down.
We are, but you are.
I just rang the button and we found him.
Was there anybody else on the elevator? Or did you see anyone leave?
I saw a lot of people, but I didn't pay any attention to anybody. There's no one on the elevator with him. I mean, the body. Really, we didn't see anything. Can we go now?
Yes, thank you. We have your phone number. We'll get in touch with you if we need you.
Give me that. If you didn't get him lost, he might be alive now.
We don't know that, Bill.
What do you think, Turk?
Nobody gets people lost. Something they got to do on their own.
You just don't give a damn, do you?
Reckon I might squeeze up a tear if I had a slice of onion. Did you get soggy over a dead man, Crowley?
Whatever else he was, that's a human being.
Not anymore. It's just a carton a human being came in.
Yeah, well, I tell you something, that carton was also our key to solve a case.
For that, we'll both weep.
We got no place to go with this case. We got no witness. Briscoe's already started his cover-up.
We still have Blau's homicide to work on.
That's right. We could work our butts off on that. Maybe we might come up with a case against some of the hired help. We still wouldn't get the man we want.
So?
So we dropped the Briscoe thing, let Homicide do their job. It's their baby.
What about Turk? I mean, there's a contract out on him right now. You drop the case and Turk is dead.
Yeah, well, I'll believe that when I see it. Look, we lost Briscoe on this one, and that was what it was all about. Now, as far as Turk's concerned, it's his problem. He gets himself killed. He probably asked for it.
What's the matter with you? I've never heard you talk this way.
I'm just adopting a little Turk's philosophy. You seem to like his moves.
For him, not for you. You're two different kinds of people.
I'll shove my foot down his throat.
Bill, listen. I'm closer to you than any man I know. I respect you. I know you're not afraid, and you're brave, and all that good stuff. But what's the sense of you two going at each other? Look, you're a good person who fights and does the things that are tough because you have to. You have no choice. But Turk does them because he needs to. And maybe he has no choice, but he has to hide a lot of things. You don't have to hide anything.
You know something? You spend an awful lot of time analyzing him.
Sure, he interests me, but he's alone and he's got nothing going for him. Compared to you, he's got nothing at all.
Except maybe you.
Yeah?
It's me, Pepper.
Get lost, Pepper. Go away.
You did that act before. Open the door. Oh, what time does the war start?
Anytime they're ready.
Thought you didn't have any weapons.
What I meant was I didn't have my favorites.
Ballistics rushed you through. There's 2 more.
Oh, yeah. Friend, some reinforcements. Thank you.
Think you can scare Briscoe?
Nah. He and I both have looked down enough cannons in our time.
Well, if he's coming after you, why are you hanging around?
Well, running's dangerous. I run into a brick wall when you're looking back. Why are you hanging around?
Oh, they're not coming. Not tonight. I came over in a black and white. Parked out front.
Yeah, I'm sure an empty patrol car's gonna scare him away.
Now, you know what I'd like? I'd like to fix you a couple of those overpriced steaks you got today.
Pepper? What are you doing here?
Fixing you a steak.
We can get a steak around the corner.
Well, then, because, you see, I like to go to the movies. And I used to go and hide there with my favorites, John Wayne, Gary Cooper, with my lovers every Saturday.
And I remind you of them.
Yeah.
Strong, silent type.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something. A lot of things I am, but one thing I'm not, and that's a movie cowboy. But back to my question. What are you doing here? I ain't exactly the pick of the litter.
The last one chosen needs the most.
My loves feel I'm not too well acquainted with.
You been alone a long time?
Yeah, I guess so. Not anybody's fault particularly. Just been alone.
So you're a loner.
Sounds so corny when I say it, especially if it's to a lady. Always sounds like I'm trying to get her in the sack or something. Hey, wait a minute. You got me explaining myself. And I don't explain myself to anybody. Go home, Pepper.
I don't want to.
Pepper. Where'd you get a stupid name like that?
I don't know.
You fry the steaks.
I'll go take a shower.
Hey, I forgot to ask you something. How do you like your steak?
To you? Let me speak to Sergeant Crowley. And let me speak to one of his men. Royster, it's Turk Allison. Give me a phone number where I can reach Crowley. Got it. Hey, you know, I think we forgot something. The wine.
No, I think we got wine.
No, I was wrong. I know we need Rocky Mountain beer.
Yeah, and red wine.
Yeah. Let's whip around the corner and get some.
No, I'll go. You better stay here. But you can pay.
Yeah, how about that?
I'll hurry.
You want Briscoe and his people, right? I can give them to you.
Who's going to pay you $300 a day for that?
It's a freebie. Let's just say I want Briscoe off my back.
You wouldn't have Briscoe on your back if you hadn't shoved that breadstick down his gullet.
Could have shoved a pound of butter up his nose and it wouldn't make any difference. He's got a deviated septum. I know, I deviated it. Look, Crowley, I'm offering you a ringside seat.
Man, you got your guns back, and if you think I'm going to sit there and legalize your wasting Briscoe, forget it. I had a beat on you once, man. The next time, I think I'll do something about it.
Hey, don't scare me, Crowley. I've got a very negative reaction to fright.
Pepper told me you were holed up, ready for World War III. Why did you leave your place?
Because she wouldn't.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Read it to me again from the top. Starting with, my name is Dick. This is my dog, Spot.
Put a tail on me. Give me plenty of rope, but stick with me. I'll force the hit.
How?
Make them do it on my schedule.
How?
You'll be behind me. Just watch.
If it doesn't work?
What do you got to lose?
I'm back. I brought you a drink.
Pete, is Bill there?
No, Peppy's out with Joe on that Blau thing. I've been trying to reach you.
What Blau thing?
What's that tail job to set Briscoe up? It's with Turk's blessings this time. I'm gonna pick it up now on the radio.
Pick me up on the way. I'm at his apartment.
What are you doing there?
Just pick me up.
Hey, Briscoe, Ace Briscoe, you yellow-bellied creep.
Where's Briscoe? I don't know, man. I don't know any Briscoe. I got you now, man. Not him. Where's Briscoe? I don't know, man. I swear he hasn't come in here much.
And you tell him I was here.
Oh.
He'll know.
See what?
I didn't see a thing. What's your present location?
Head north of Jordan and Douglas.
That Turk is crazy, man.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Hey, mister. You can't park there. I'll take your car for you.
Tell the manager I want to speak to him.
I'm sorry, but the manager is busy. He's inside.
I think you better go call him.
Hey, are you nuts?
There goes my pension. Tell me when it's all over.
I love it. I love it. The guy's beautiful. Even if I can't see it.
Okay, mister, you broke that windshield.
My name's Turk. Does that mean anything to you?
I've got no beef with you.
Send the kid inside. He's got no beef either.
Go on, beat it.
And don't you be foolish either. Where can I find Briscoe?
Mister, I don't know. He's just a customer here sometimes. I'm legitimate.
Give or take 50%.
What are you doing? You're gonna put me out of business. I'm gonna call the cops.
Then I'll pay for the windows. I'll have to come back and see you some other time.
If he finds out I told you anything, I'm finished.
You are pure D, flat out, breaking my heart.
Wait. He's at his other place, the Topless joint down on San Ysidro.
And tell Briscoe, Turk's coming for a visit. He may want to bake a cake. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, pal. He's coming here. That crazy cowboy's gone bananas.
Turk?
Yeah, he's on his way here. He's gonna put the hit on me.
So what? Let him come. Saves us the trouble of getting past the cops to get at him.
Like we got a choice, huh?
Sure.
All right. But I don't want anything to happen in here. It won't look right no matter what. Hit him when he's outside. We got enough witnesses here to show that he's on his way here to kill me. The law can't harm me. Can't harm anybody but him. Hit him on the way in.
It's a good thing this joint's closed.
Reach for the wall. Reach, get him up there.
All right.
Is that you, Al? Phil?
It's me, Ace.
Police officer, freeze. Get your hands on top of your head. Get up on top of your head, now keep him there. You make a move and you're a dead man.
I had to shoot him. He came here to kill me.
Get an ambulance, Pete.
Believe me, he was going to kill me.
Is that right? Get that hand down behind your back.
It's true, Crowley. That crazy idiot was going to shoot me.
Without a gun? Come over here, Briscoe. Let me show you something. Now, take a look at that. He hadn't even got a gun.
You know, there's one thing I can't stand. It's wishy-washy hatred.
Move it.
My favorite flower is bluebonnet.
Hey. Hi.
Hi. Guess I blew my wake. Anybody there worth meeting?
Will you shut up?
How long have I been out?
Almost 3 days.
Yeah. Did you just get here?
Yeah. 3 days ago, just. I've watched you sleep. I listened to you cuss a lot. You know, you get mad when you're hurting.
Yep. Haggerty has a way of flat out ticking me off.
I even watched you cry a couple times.
Well, that's an invasion of privacy.
No, it wasn't, because it wasn't for yourself. It was for somebody else. You big phony. You do have feelings. Just a few.
Now, don't you try to compute me, Dr. Pepper. You might not like the bottom line. You making love to me?
In a manner of speaking. The good doctor says you'll be in here at least a month.
Never could handle a hospital diet for more than a week. They won't give you any ketchup. We can make one hell of a week out of it.
Then what?
You know, when I start thinking about you, I get a feeling of permanence. I'm telling you something. Feelings like that, purity put a cocklebur under my saddle blanket.
It's funny, I knew you were gonna say just that. Going away, aren't you?
If you were an Eskimo lady, would you rub an old crooked nose like this one?
I met an Eskimo once. You know what he told me? He said they don't do that. You know what they do?
What do they do?
Crowley, you got a beautiful sense of timing.
That's what they tell me.
Come on in, sit down.
How's it going?
I'll make it.
He's already got his snowshoes on.
What, are you taking a trip up north?
Yeah, I thought I'd give Alaska a break.
Well, you better be careful what you freeze up there.
Appreciate your concern, Crowley.
Yeah. You know, Turk, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's still a little bit of the street cop left in you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, Crowley, I've been watching you. You're not bad yourself.
Couldn't help but notice, huh?
If you plan on seeing your grandchildren get married, you gotta get a little meaner.
Meaner?
Yeah. The other day at the airport when I dusted that punk, you should have taken me out. If I hadn't heard Pepper yell, you were one blink away from the great lineup in the sky.
Is that right? Well, let me tell you, if those prairie home deers hadn't heard the tinkle of that little tin star, you wouldn't be lying here now in such pretty company. I guarantee you.
Either of you got an extra pair of boots?
This is a setup.
I don't understand. Did I retain somebody?
An attorney, darling. La creme de la creme.
Picture a more vivacious girl working for you. Someone who could use a little body action.
We've got to find a way to shut them both up.
I just sent Sergeant Anderson up to her apartment to tell her about her husband.
Oh, hello, Crowley. This is your disappearing, going on vacation Purple Claw. Just thought I'd check in one last time. Let you know my bikinis are packed and I'm off and running. So before you say anything, don't say anything.
Listen, Purple Claw, do I seem like the kind of a guy who would interfere with a girl's vacation?
Crowley?
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. I want you to have a great time, sweetheart. Really. I don't care. Honey, where did you say you were going?
Oh, you want to know where I'm going? You want to know? Well, you know what? No way. I got a week off and I don't want any calls poolside. Where's this file? Where's that file? You can just find the file all yourself, okay? Say goodbye to the troops and listen, Bill, try to survive.
Not only survive, honey, we're going to prevail. And if you're not back in a week, I'm going to slap a blonde wig on Styles. A bikini, I don't know about it.
Bye-bye.
Have a good time.
Stop him! Stop that mask! He's got her purse! Stop him!
Come in.
I got a live one for you, Hilda. Banged up, all in one piece.
Good. Name?
No name, but hit by a truck of a nice, clean dry cleaning firm.
Well, you better get hit by a truck. It's the best kind.
$20, Hilda? Oh, come on, you're kidding. You know it's worth more.
Well, if it is, you'll get more.
Washington, it's only money.
Only money?
It's only a matter of arriving at a fair amount.
Well, let me tell you something. I have come to live and breathe by the stuff. The happy juice of life. It's the holiest of stuff.
Yeah, I'll speak to her. Hilda? Right away. Calhoun? Mrs. Morris wants a runner over at Linden Hospital right away.
That Morris woman, I don't like her.
Hilda is good at her job.
She's ice. Or heart of stone.
Well, I'll admit she's not a specialist like you, Washington, but in life, well, in life, all of us are specialists. All of us, in our own way, have a function.
All of you wouldn't be here if it weren't for me. And in this funny accident business, I'm the artist, the Leonardo. I'm the reason you wear those fancy clothes and smell so pretty. So it's got to be a partnership. A full suit and tie partnership. And that's what I'm gonna get.
You are not allowed in here, Mrs. Morris. You know that. I shan't be long, Mrs. Thomas. I'm calling the head nurse. Do that if you don't want to keep your job. Now, dear, we do have to know your name. And you'll need a lawyer. A very fine lawyer. And we'll see that you get one. Pepper. Sounds like Andrews.
Oh, Polly, make sure that runner to Linden Hospital has an attorney's retainer form.
Yes, Mr. Calhoun. Good morning, Mr. Markson.
That is the last one, Dan.
Larry. Dear Larry. You know, you sit on your rump all day and sweet talk the insurance adjusters. Is that so bad?
You just don't seem to understand, Markson, do you? I have had it here. I'm fed up. I'm not practicing law. I'm shoveling manure.
Law. Do you know what Hilda says? She says you need a seeing-eye dog these days to find a courthouse.
I don't need her to tell me I'm a miserable lawyer.
A correction counselor. A rich, miserable lawyer. Come on. Have some more brandy, Larry. Good for the blood pressure. Oh, and, that tie. Clashes horribly with that suit. It's very gauche, Larry.
Howdy. You're late. Busy day on the freeways. Cars are bounding around like balls in a pool hall. You know, I must have handed out 8 cars at least. Yeah. You'll be hearing something. Oh, good. You know, this one guy, car sideswipes him, and all he gets is a cut over the eye. Stay put, says I. He says, I'm all right. I said, like hell you are. You're going to need a lawyer. And I'm, thinks I, even a jerk like Calhoun. Oh, you beer?
No, thanks, Russ.
Well, why the meet?
Washington, he wants in. Full partnership.
You tell him no. No way.
It might be difficult, Russ. The man is unique, isn't he, Hilda?
Yes. I mean, Russ, do you know any other man who can twist his bones so that his x-rays look like spaghetti, then snap them back into place again?
And the insurance company is meanwhile paying off. Well, for us.
My vote is no. No more partners.
Hilda, your vote?
Unique? Yes. Partnership? No.
Well, just to make it unanimous, my vote is no. Isn't democracy nice? Oh, and Russ, why don't you make Washington's next accident his last one?
Dr. Gary Ballard, please report to the information desk. Dr. Gary Ballard, information desk, please.
What happened?
Oh, good morning. You were in an accident, but you're going to be fine, just fine.
But
Miss Andrews, we've been unable to locate any identification. Were you carrying anything?
This just came in.
Was it Peppers?
Mm-hmm. A messenger just brought it in from the postal inspector's office. They found it in the mailbox in Tres Cruces.
ID badge, everything's in it. Except a gun.
Ahora, Alicia, para mía. Firma aquí.
¿Pero qué quieren que haga? No quiero firmar, no.
Hi. You feeling better?
Alicia.
Yes.
Alicia.
What's going on over there?
Oh, our beloved Samaritan, Mrs. Morris, direct descendant from Lady Macbeth, is a front for a capping racket.
Alicia.
Ambulance chaser. They practically own this place. That woman probably is an illegal. Well, correction, is an illegal. Morris would know about that. So she threatens the woman that unless she signs with her lawyers, the insurance companies would turn her over to the immigration people. Except it never comes out that way.
Lily, if that's true, why don't you report it to the proper authorities?
Miss Andrews, my big, beautiful husband was just laid off last week. We've got 3 beautiful kids. And hamburger is still almost $1 a beautiful pound. So you see, I'd like to.
Oh, Alicia.
But I can't.
Gracias, chiquita.
Dr. Paul Segunde, room 310, please.
Well, Miss Andrews, how are we feeling today?
We is feeling lousy.
Well, you were pretty much out of it when you signed the retaining form.
I don't understand. Did I retain somebody?
An attorney, darling. La crème de la crème. The best. See? Your thumbprint. Good as a signature.
Why couldn't you have waited?
Because, my dear, there are insurance adjusters, bloodsuckers, leeches, who'd move in on you before you knew what was happening.
Here?
Oh, yes, right here in the hospital. Well, then, I see you later.
Dr. Mike Besser, nurse's station, 3rd floor, please.
No, it's Leanne Anderson. Leanne Anderson. That's right.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. There's no record of anyone by that name.
Are you sure?
Yes, there's a Andres Concepcion, Andrews Pepper, Avalon Manuel.
Wait a minute. Pepper Andrews? When was she admitted?
On Monday, she was in an accident, hit by a truck.
Where was that?
In Tres Cruces.
Is she all right?
I'm sorry, I can't give out that information.
Well, then listen, why don't you put me through to her?
Sorry, sir, there are no phones in the wards. Visiting hours are 6 to 8 p.m.
Good evening, Pepper.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Morris.
Now, who was it who said, roses may beckon toward us, but they speak toward heaven and God? Henry Ward Beecher, I think.
Oh, thank you.
And who was it who said, there's nothing worse than hospital soap? Presto, made from fine lettuce, infinitely delicate, and for you, Pepper.
Thank you. They're lovely. Mrs. Morris, do you work on the staff here?
Oh, no. The Samaritans are a volunteer organization. But it isn't work to me. I feel it's sort of an obligation.
And I'll bet these flowers and things like the soap, you pay for them with your own money.
As the purse is emptied, the heart is filled. And that is Victor Hugo, and he was so right. You just ask Mr. Markson someday.
Oh, well, I know Victor Hugo, but who is Mr. Markson?
Daniel Markson. He heads the Samaritans. And if I might say, selflessly.
Pepper?
Herschel, come on in. Mrs. Morris, this is Herschel Andrew, my husband. Well, my ex-husband.
Oh, how do you do?
Morris?
Now, I know you two want to be alone for a while. So, Pepper, darling, have a pleasant evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.
And thank you very much.
Dr. George Freelick, please report to the 3rd floor nurse's station.
Herschel?
Herschel Gottfried, my favorite uncle.
Pep, don't you think it would have been a good idea to let us know where you were?
Now, before you say anything, I'm feeling fine. Except I'm starving with this hospital food. What are the chances of your smuggling in a pizza?
From Herschel, you got only chicken soup. Now, what's that all about?
Sit down. Have I got a girl for you?
Roman, your brains bend more than your bones. You hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying?
I am trying to eat.
You're always eating when you're not being sucked in by those devils. Get out of this business.
What do you know, woman?
Those people, they'll chew you up. Wait and see. Baby, I don't want nothing happening to you. Don't you understand?
I'll get it. Yeah.
Roman, my friend.
Mr. Markson. Hold on. There, sir. You were saying.
Yes, I've talked it over with my associates, and we've come up with a very attractive proposition. Instead of the usual flat fee, we're prepared to offer you a percentage of what the insurance company pays.
Hey, man, you didn't hear me. I said a full partnership.
Don't think we can do that, Roman.
Mr. Markson, I have a little story I want to tell you. A month ago, exactly, I bought me this little tape recorder, see? Now, I have on tape every call that you've made to me these past 30 days. I have a feeling, a good feeling, the district attorney's office just might enjoy hearing them, sir. How was that?
Play with the devil, wind up in hell.
Do you really believe him?
Oh, I'd be stupid not to, but we'll handle him. Come in. Well, what happened to you? The rail at your favorite saloon give way?
Client, Summit. He nearly killed me. You told me you sent him a settlement.
We sent him a check, Lawrence.
Well, the check bounced. And every time he hit me, he said, that's for the rent I can't pay this month, or that's for the food I can't buy my family. Every check we sent out this month bounced.
Hilda, tell Larry our new philosophy about that, will you?
All right. Lawrence, it's very simple, really. You see, we feel we fulfill our obligation when we write the check. Collecting on it is our client's worry.
I don't believe it.
Well, you better, Counselor, because we make some of them good. Sooner or later. You know, that tie I like. That's much better. Now, come along, sit down. Come on, sit down, Larry. Hilda? Read me all the cases pending from Calhoun's farm.
All right. Oh, Amelia Huerta. She's suing for $20,000. Company offer, $1,000.
Take it.
Marcia, for crying out loud,
Next,
that's just the first
Hilda.
offer.
Vincent Lombard suing for $8,000, offer $500.
Settle it.
That won't even pay the hospital costs.
Claim is against the man, not against us. Let them sue him.
You can't do that.
The defender of humanity. Now that, Larry, is what a good lawyer should be. But we all know that you're not a good lawyer. That you are an ambulance chaser and a shyster. And therefore I must assume that the reason for your distress is not the welfare of your clients, but for your cut of the take, which is 600 and not 6,000. You still want to leave, Counselor?
His ethics are as shaky as his. They'll put him away someday if they don't plow him out of a gutter first.
I'm used to plowing him out of the gutter.
I don't believe it.
Well, no wonder you can't keep a maid.
What are you doing?
I'm just working my way through the police academy, ma'am.
Bill, do me a favor. Go home. Just go home, okay?
No. Oh, no. Wait a minute. After you taste my coffee, just sit yourself down over here. Oh. Not anything dirty.
Herschel, this is very sweet of you.
Yeah, I thought so. How was your first night at home?
Lots better than the hospital.
Yeah,
Did you find out anything?
Well, I got them all working on it.
Like who?
Well, like for starters, the hospital authorities, the Better Health Services, the district attorney's office, the bar association. I even talked to a claims investigator. Would you believe 270 million bucks paid out last year in auto accident claims alone in this city? About 10% of those were phonies. That's about 27 million bucks. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of felony.
Yeah. Listen, drink up your coffee, and then I'm going to help you pack off and get back on that vacation. Where was it you said you were going?
Remember that place I...
Huh?
Very cute. You almost had me. Now, we're going to wait on the vacation. I got a couple ideas I want to talk to you about. Oh, but first, Bill,
Yeah?
would you be terribly upset if I made a fresh pot of coffee?
You'd love it if it was in a paper cup.
Yeah, and what else, Miss Johnson?
There's Miss Andrews here to see you. Says she has an appointment.
Oh, yes, send her in. Oh, and phone Mike Taylor and tell him I'm sending back the gray suit. The cuff is supposed to caress a Gucci, not hide it. Come in. Come in, sit down, please.
Thank you.
Mrs. Morris told us to expect you, but she didn't tell me to expect such an attractive young lady. Well, I've been looking through your file, and I must say it's certainly substantial. I can guarantee you a settlement of $10,000, maybe more.
Sounds fine.
I said $10,000.
I heard you. It's beautiful. Bavarian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exquisite.
It's one of the few remaining pieces.
Are you an attorney, Mr. Markson?
No. No, I'm more of an engineer. You know, I fit the right pieces together. The right attorney for the right client, the right medical report from the right doctor.
Very nice. Efficient.
Yes, we think so.
It's really remarkable
What?
that it all started with your card, the one Mrs. Morris gave me in the hospital.
Oh, yes, she's very helpful.
I'm sure. Dan. Is it all right if I call you Dan, or do you prefer Daniel?
It's your preference.
Dan. Isn't it true that most accident victims are men?
Uh-huh.
Well, now, let's face it. Mrs. Morris is not going to win any prizes for personality. So, picture a more vivacious girl working for you. Someone who could smile, use a little body action. Nothing promiscuous, you understand, but...
Picture you, say?
You could say that.
Why?
Well, you see, I've never really had an opportunity to do anything with my life or myself. And now I want a lot of things. A lot of nice things. And I'm sure I'd be very good for you.
Oh, I'm sure you would too. It's just that we do some things here that are not quite, well, you know.
Oh, yes, I know. And maybe that's one of the things that attracts me. Who knows?
Well, just say we could work something out. You realize you'll be working with me and Mrs. Morris. She's a partner, you know.
No problem.
Okay. Done.
Now, these are our specialties. Whiplash, lower back sprain. Of course, we have skull fracture and brain concussion.
One of our best sellers.
I'll bet.
I mean, it all looks so profitable.
Now, in here, you'll find examples of a dozen scenarios which we teach our patients. Open to page 3, please. All right. I'm the examining physician. You're the patient. What seems to be wrong, Mrs. X?
I can't move my right arm, and there's a heavy feeling in my legs.
What do you mean by a heavy feeling?
There are times when I can't feel anything at all, as if, oh, dear God, they're paralyzed.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, that's only the beginning of this wreck.
That's the way it looked when it came in.
That can't be the same car.
Sure is.
Explain the setup to her, Russ.
Well, as you can see, we've got the latest facility. You know, I can buy a busted part for any make car. I put them on for the adjuster, and I take them off. And then we split 50-50 with the happy owner.
You like it?
Love it.
Well, I think you're ready for a little field trip.
Hello, Mobile. Call the Highway Patrol. This is an emergency. There's been an accident 2 miles west of Barron on S19. Send an ambulance immediately. Well, this will be good for 5,000 or 6,000 insurance settlement easy.
Not bad for an afternoon's work. I love it.
All set.
Sure am. Mustn't disappoint the Highway Patrol, must we, gentlemen?
Come on, hit it!
Hilda, here are the stats on our friend Washington. He's going to have slight brain damage and a heavy pain in his right arm. Yeah, the insurance sheets are here. And Hawkins has got the write-off sheet on the car. I expect him around about 6 o'clock. Give or take 10 or 15 minutes.
Fine. There's gold in them there awards. Real gold. That's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm happy you're so impressed.
Oh.
Oh, she starts Monday. Okay. Right, end of the tour for today. It's the cocktail hour.
Good.
Have a nice evening, Hilda. I know a lovely little place by the beach. Drive down there, have a couple of drinks, and then... What's your favorite food?
I feel like Chinese.
Well, it just happens I know this other terrific place, which has the best seaweed, dumplings.
Get away too fast, Hazen?
Yes, ma'am. I haven't seen her in 3 or 4 years. She came out as a rookie, just before I retired from the police force. Yeah, maybe she'll come back.
Cop, Daniel. A cop.
How was I supposed to know?
Now, look. You know, this lady friend of yours, Markson, she is a problem. Just like Washington's a problem. If those two ever get together,
Except they're not going to get together. because we've got to find a way to shut them both up. And between us, surely we can.
Oh, I didn't know anybody was still here. I just came to borrow a cup of vodka.
On the wagon from Gin, Counselor.
Take it and go home. Washington and the cop. How?
What are you doing here?
Mr. Markson suggested I catch up. What about you?
Oh, I spent the night here. It is as good a place as any, I guess.
You all right, Mr. Calloway?
No, I'm not all right. But thank you. Tell me, who are you?
Oh, I'm Pepper. Pepper Andrews. I'm a new employee. Didn't Mr. Markson tell you?
They know about it. Marston, the others.
You know what?
The sure cop. Real name, Anderson. You are in real trouble, Miss Anderson. Get away from here. Now.
Mr. Calhoun.
Please.
You're an early, aren't you? Very early, I'd say.
Yes, I figured I'd get started.
Help out? That's exactly what I need today. Your help. And if you thought yesterday was fascinating.
Nicely, aren't they, partner?
Partner it is. Order, Mr. Marston.
We're about to be initiated into the classic technique of the rear ender. And this is the best in the business. From Washington, this is Pepper Andrews. Russ Hawkins, Pepper Andrews.
Howdy.
These two poor lost souls you don't need to know about, except they are important for one thing. I've insured them both with a hilt. When you get out
Mr. Marston, would you sign those timesheets for me?
Take over, Rum.
All right, gentlemen. Listen up.
No.
We're gonna take a little ride. We'll get in the car. We'll take a little ride. I'll be scouting for a good prospect.
What do I do?
You will help me look for a good car. One you could bet is insured to the hilt, driven by two ladies, naturally talking, just gabbing away. Then all I do is draw up next to the car, then cut in front, and jam on the brakes and slam bang them two ladies into our tail.
You know what happened this morning? I opened this trunk and some dummy put all this extra gasoline in this trunk and forgot to take it out. Now, can you imagine that with the gasoline shortage? Okay?
Now, just as soon as we get hit, you two stand up to block out what's going on up front. Okay? And that's when you and I swap seats.
Why?
Because, Miss Pepper, it's an undeniable fact that ladies are lousy drivers.
Well, let's get going. Come on.
Here, in here. You're the best.
Happy landings.
Roman, stop the car.
What's wrong?
They've set us up.
Who?
Hawkins and Markson. This is a setup.
Now, what's this all about?
You two get out.
Just stay put.
Please, call this thing off.
The only thing I'm calling off is you, woman.
What?
Get out.
No!
Out! You all right?
Yeah. Blast them. They're gonna get hurt. They went on the freeway. There.
My name is Myrtle Washington. I'd like to speak to an officer in charge of investigations. Ambulance chasing.
Mr. Calhoun, you okay?
Yes. I just wanted to see a pretty face again. That's all.
Hello.
Hi.
Is Mr. Markson in?
No, I don't expect him in today. May I tell him who dropped by?
Please.
How about Mr. Calhoun?
Yes.
Would you mind buzzing him?
That's Washington's apartment.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to go with you to break the news story?
No, I'll do it.
I'll check in when you're gone.
Okay.
12Y50 to 12Y90. Message check for 5051, please.
12Y50, you have a note to call Deputy D.A. Gaynor regarding your grand jury case.
Right, I know about that. Listen, what's the condition of those two females injured in the freeway accident?
There's a Mrs. Myrtle Washington here to see you regarding the case you're working.
Mrs. Washington is in my office now?
Yes.
Talk about great timing. I just sent Sergeant Anderson up to her apartment to tell her about her husband.
I'm from the police department, Mrs. Washington. Mrs. Washington, I'm from the police department, Sergeant Anderson.
What are you doing? Let me out of here! What are you doing? Let me out! Let me out of this closet! Let me out right now! Let me out of here! Let me out of this place! Let me out of here! What is it? What is that? Let me out! Somebody, please, get me out of here! What is this? Let me out of here!
10-4.
Let me out! What's going on?
Hey, buddy, hold it right there. Police, free.
Who's out there? Let me out!
You there. You hear me?
Who is this?
Myrtle Washington. My husband's dead. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Well, dead's dead. And I got those tape things of his. Got 'em all. That man burned the blank ones. You understand?
Yes?
You bring me $10,000, else I'll take 'em to the police. Here? Now, I'll be at your office at exactly 10:30.
Well, the office isn't open at that time.
Well, open it. And you be there. And you tell Mr. Markson I said he'd better be there, too. Killed my man. Burned the Bauhaus. Killed my man. you're here somewhere. Come on out. I know you're here. I got the tapes for you. Come on out and get them. Hear what I said? Just give me the money that we talked about. I got the tapes. Here they are. Just $10,000 and they're yours. Come on out. I know you hear me. Come on out, Mrs. Morris. I know you're here.
All right, lady. Hold it right there. You're wasting your...
Go ahead, Pop. Go ahead.
You're lucky I don't let it kill you.
Okay.
Let's go.
As okay as I can be. What's happened? No place to go. No man waiting for me.
And then this Eskimo draws himself up to his full height and says, "That's a lot of whalebait, kiddo."
That's funny. That's very funny, Dan.
Hey, how about a nightcap, eh?
Excuse me, Mr. Clarkson. Friend of mine, Bill Crowley. Sergeant Bill Crowley.
Oh, Sergeant Crowley, this is Senator Dayton.
You're under arrest, Mr. Markson.
Under arrest?
What the devil is this all about?
This man is under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder. Let's go, Markson.
1 minute. Look, Sergeant, I don't know whether you know who I am or not, but I am a senator. And this man is a very close personal friend of mine.
Is he?
Yes, he is. And I have a lot more very close personal friends in the department.
Well, Senator, unless you want to ride along with your very close personal friend here, I suggest you just sit there and finish your brandy. Let's go, Markson.
I'll be about an hour, okay?
Oh, I'm afraid you won't, Dan. Hilda told us everything. That looks good.
You know, I would buy your dinner if we didn't have to rush back and fill out all those reports.
I knew you'd get out of it. I got news for you. Not we. They're your reports. I've got 4 days left. I gotta get home, pack those bikinis, and get to Scottsdale.
Scottsdale? Hey, listen, kid. I can stand a little sun. What do you say I grab my bikinis and I'll go with you?
William, when you spring for an all-expenses trip to Acapulco, then you go with me. First class.
I don't look too good in a bikini anyway. I thought you said you didn't know Carbo.
I didn't know him before we made the bust.
You were at their house yesterday.
We know the people he was dealing with there and here. And then we got the real evidence. 12 pounds of heroin.
Here's what we've been looking for.
Hey, man, what did I do?
Dead on arrival. He had enough smack in him to kill 5 people.
This guy, Johnny, was he one of your snitches?
Yeah. I hope that's not why he was wasted.
What kind of stuff was he feeding?
He's working on a guy named Astro Jenkins.
Oh, that explains it.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, he's been dealing on the south side about a year. That's how long we've been trying to get him. And Johnny'd feed us information on him every once in a while. He tipped us Astro was supposed to score tomorrow, very big, about £1.
So what do you want? You want our help or what?
Yeah. And we haven't got enough people to tail him. I mean, not the way it should be done. Every time he's broken the surveillance.
Any idea where he's planning to make the buy?
Yeah, Johnny said somewhere around the harbor. That mean something?
Yeah.
It means you may not have to follow Astro after all. See, according to our sources, there's only one guy in the harbor area who deals in pounds. That's a guy named Carbo. Did you ever hear of him?
Joseph Carbo?
No.
Yeah, well, he's got an import business. Brings in stuff from the Orient, you know, pictures, sculptures, down by the docks.
A lot of heroin.
Yeah, we got enough probable cause on him for a search warrant. But our informant wasn't sure when he'd be holding. Looks like tomorrow might be a pretty good day.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get in on it with us, I'll talk to your boss.
I'll get started on the search warrant. By 50. Mr. Carbo and friends have just shown up.
That's a Roger.
I like that, Joe, the way you said that. It was very authoritative and right to the point. There's definitely a future in this business for you.
That's Astro.
12 by 50. Here comes Mr. Astro.
We got it.
Hey, just sit tight. I want to see if he scores before we serve the warrant on Carbo. We'll tail Astro away from here before we take him.
Hello, Bob.
Hi, Pete.
How you doing?
Fine.
Carolyn will be along now.
Good. Ginger's getting a little restless.
She doesn't bite, does she?
Only the bad guys.
How'd you know the difference?
That's one of the problems.
Let's go. Get out of here. Out. Hey, man, what did I do? Come on, against the car.
Get your legs back.
Stay against the car. Hey, Bill.
Give me your left hand.
William?
Hey, what's that?
Jelly beans. Take him back to the office. No phone calls till we get there. Let's go see if we can't turn this thing into a parlay.
Here you go, Dick.
It's off.
Oh?
I don't think he did it on purpose. $20 too much.
Well, maybe next time we'll give him a discount.
Carbo, police officers. We have a search warrant. Open it up.
One moment, please, officer. 1 minute, I'll be right there.
You want to open it up, or do you want us to kick it in?
Just a minute, officer.
Carbo, I'm Sergeant Crowley of the police department. Larry, you'll open that back door and let him in. Mr. Carbo, you might want to take a look at this. It's your copy of the warrant. It just says that we think you're a bad boy, and it gives us the right to find out for sure. Take a look in your warehouse.
Look, I don't understand this at all.
You will, Mr. Carbo.
It's quite a place you got here.
What's that for? Oh, her name's Ginger. She does tricks.
Oh. Sergeant Anderson, would you like to do the honors?
I'm on.
Hey, be careful now. That's worth a lot.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Hey, what I said before I...
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
I suppose all these others are worth a lot, too.
I don't know anything about that. That's all I gotta say.
Well, maybe you'll think of something else to say once we get you downtown.
I won't be downtown long enough to talk to anybody. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna call my attorney
We
and have him
do
start
mind.
running a writ.
We do mind. You can call him after you've been booked.
Papa.
Hey, baby. This is Mr. Rosen, my daughter, Angela.
I heard the radio.
Yeah, I guess it'll be all over the papers, too. It'll be great for my business.
What happened?
They arrested me. Mr. Rosen bailed me out.
They said it was heroin?
I guess it was. I couldn't tell heroin from baking soda. What happened, Angela? I ordered a bunch of little statues from Hong Kong. You know them Buddhas? Well, somebody over there stuffed them with dope. I guess the idea was that somebody at this end, well, either he buys them or steals them from me.
It happens fairly often. They pick out a businessman who's above reproach, make him sort of a transmission station.
You were just caught in the middle.
Yeah, lucky Pierre. Hey, you look like you had some doubts about it.
I just didn't know.
Well, it'll all be straightened out. I promise you. How about a drink? Want a drink?
Scotch and soda would be fine.
Would you please, baby? Just the ginger ale for me, okay? Hey. You still do believe in your father, don't you?
Sure.
Beautiful girl, huh?
And very trusting.
Hey, that's because I'm a damn good father to her. You know, you ought to try that with your own kid, Rosen. I mean, quit yelling at him. Take him to ball games. Let him know you love him.
Let's talk about your problems, Joseph. They may be greater than mine.
Tell me.
The search warrant was flawless. The arrest procedure was quite legal.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm supposed to defend you.
Then have your drink and go home. Look, you're a reputable lawyer. The kind of defense I'm going to have, I don't think you should know about it till it happens. This is just small potatoes, this case. Don't even get involved. In fact, when we get in court, just send me one of your assistants.
Yeah. Okay, Lou. Yes, sir, with bells on. Cargo preliminary is set for tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, Division 30.
Hey, I was supposed to have the afternoon off, buddy.
You know that you like it here. What would you do with all that free time?
Harry and I were supposed to go to art museum. Some people have families, you know.
Yeah, well, I got a late lunch tomorrow with the skipper. Somebody's gonna have to pick up that evidence.
I'll get it.
Whose turn is it to buy around?
Crawley.
Right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, you won't have to include me, Sergeant. You're lucky, right?
Where you going?
I gotta go meet someone.
Judging by that quick exit, I'd say it was a lady.
She wouldn't happen to be a police person, would she?
No way.
I beg your pardon.
No.
No, she's someone I met at the university. See you.
Okay,
See you
bye,
later.
Larry.
Bye.
I like that guy. Wish we could get him permanently. Hey, Marge. So, honey, would you bring us 3 more, please? And whatever she's drinking?
And now, why is it when I'm drinking orange juice, you're so willing to buy?
I never mind buying for you, sweetheart. It's these other 2 freeloaders I object to.
Free. And I'm not a loader.
Anyway, you don't have to worry about me. I got a date.
A date?
Huh?
Yeah.
Anybody we know?
No, but I thought I'd bring him by around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and let you all approve of him. Do you mind?
Huh?
Yes, we do.
I think it's wonderful.
Thank you very much. I'll see you all in heaven.
Really have a drink?
You behave yourself.
Have a good
Pep.
evening, Pep.
Bye-bye.
Be careful.
chance. Well, stay away. All right, where's it hurt?
Oh, it's my leg, big guy. It's my leg.
All right, I'm a police officer. I'm gonna call an ambulance. Don't move. Just stay right there. Excuse me, please. Please. I'm requesting him.
2 years we've been trying to nail Carbo, right? 2 years of work right down the drain. 12 pounds of heroin gone because you were stupid enough to...
Okay, Bill, take it easy.
I said, Stu, of all the idiotic, ridiculous...
All right, it was an instinctive thing. I just...
This woman you hit, you know that she was a part of it, right?
I think I do now.
Oh, good.
Did you get her name?
Bronson, Jane Bronson.
Where did they take her?
County General.
Did you hear that? Get down there. Find her if you can. Talk to her. Sweat her. I don't care how much you have to sweat her. You get back to the office and fill out a report, and I want every last detail. You got that?
What about the hearing? It's starting in a minute.
Just what hearing is that?
And under the circumstances, Your Honor, the people are unable to proceed. We hope to recover the evidence, but...
But it would hardly matter. The evidence would be inadmissible. The chain of continuity has been broken.
Yes, sir, I am aware of that.
Would you like to move for dismissal, Mr. Green?
Yes, Your Honor, I reluctantly make a motion for dismissal.
The charges against the defendants are dismissed. This is the way I wanted it. I have the right to be clear.
That's that.
How can you drop me off? I'll see you back at the office.
Sure.
Always room for another pretty lady, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, Sergeant, my attorneys are suing the department for the value of the statuettes.
For the entire value? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's registered to Angela Carbo.
Are you sure it was Larry in the car?
Absolutely positive. Now, he claims he never heard of Carbo, yet he knows his daughter. He volunteered to bring the evidence to court.
Yeah. Then he leaves the evidence on the front seat instead of putting it in the trunk. Of course, I have done the same thing.
And he left the car.
Well, we have enough if you want to take it to Internal Affairs.
You want to?
I'd rather not.
Neither do I. Not yet. Even if they clear him, some of the mud'll stick.
I'd rather we handle it ourselves.
Yeah.
What'd you find out?
Well, she was at County General.
But she's not now, right?
Right. They stuck her in a room and told her to wait for about 5-10 minutes, and then they'd take her down to X-ray. And when they got back?
What about the address? What was that, a vacant lot?
Better than that, the YMCA.
Okay, Pep. I want you to get out and start beating the bushes. See if you can find out what's between Larry and Angela, okay? I mean, if anything.
Right.
What's the matter? Don't you want to?
I didn't say that.
Well, you seem a little reticent.
No, I said I would.
Well, good. Hey, Joe, Pete. In a little while, Barbara's going to come back here and give me his report on what happened. I'm going to read it. Then I'm going to give him the rest of the day off. He's had a traumatic experience.
Yeah, I guess he has.
What I want you to do is check out a different car. Not that anything's going to come of it, but when he leaves here, I want you on his tail, okay?
You think maybe...
I don't think anything, Joe. I just said that I'm checking all possibilities, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, man, about time. It's real spooky around here. Real spooky.
Yeah, I bet.
Still feel.
Thank you.
Man, I'm glad to get rid of that. Temptation was getting too much.
I can get behind that.
We did a real nice job for you, huh?
Yeah?
You know, I was just thinking about the money we talked about. Well, getting bailed out, you know, that's gonna cost me a lot. And I'm probably gonna have to spend 6 or 8 months in the slammer, you know?
You want some more money?
I figure maybe an extra grand. I mean, if it's okay with Mr. Carbo.
You know, as a matter of fact, Mr. Carbo said to give you a bonus.
He did. Wait! Wait! Wait!
Hey, Bill. So far, he's gone to a dry cleaner's and a supermarket.
And he's on his way to the mall now.
Well, that's not exactly what I'd call suspicious. But you better stay with him, Joe. I tell you, he's a pretty smart guy. That's about what I'd do if I were trying to throw somebody off the track.
Hey, what about a relief, buddy?
Yeah, I just dispatched a car out there. When they get there, you guys go home. Hey, Joe, listen, these guys are from homicide, and they're stretched pretty thin over there. Means you and Pete are gonna have to be on the job first thing in the morning. I hear Barbara. It's a pretty early riser.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Bill. Well, so far, all he's bought is what any good housewife would buy.
What does he want with pantyhose?
Seriously, Bill, it doesn't look very promising, I'll tell you.
Barbara.
Lawrence?
That's it.
Let's see. He took 2 classes in the spring semester last year. Sociology 1A and Psychology 132. Do you want his grades, Sergeant?
No, thanks.
He got an A in Sociology.
Oh, good.
Does he work in the ghetto?
No.
Oh, because I think all cops, I mean police officers that work in the ghetto, they should take sociology courses. That's how they learn about people.
I'll pass it along. Do you have the list of all the other students that were in those classes?
Mm-hmm. Anyone in particular?
Yes, C-A-R-B-E-A-U, Angela Carbo.
Bill. I hate to tell you this, but he just went in Carbo's house.
Thanks, Pete. Barbara just went into Carbo's house.
Hello.
Hi.
I just want to say goodnight.
Oh, I was just gonna come inside to talk to you. To ask you to forgive me.
Huh? Let's see. You don't look pregnant. You didn't wreck your car. What'd you do?
I thought maybe you were guilty. Even after they threw it out of court, I wasn't sure. I mean, really sure. Now I am.
Why? I mean, why not yesterday or tomorrow? Why not?
Oh, I've just been standing out here thinking, and a few minutes ago I decided you couldn't have done it.
Because I'm such a nice guy?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, now I feel ashamed that I even had any doubts at all.
No. I think about my friends and the troubles they have. The kids run around all the time. They sleep around. They don't listen. They treat their parents with contempt. But not you. No, not you. Oh, yeah, you almost went off the deep end once a year ago there, but that turned out okay. You're the most wonderful daughter a man ever had. I thank God for you.
Right.
Jeff, she's not coming home tonight.
Sure she's not coming home?
No, not for a couple hours. She went out with Dave, and they were gonna break up, and so Dave thought that maybe they should be together.
Okay, you made your point.
Sure.
I thought you said she wasn't coming back.
Well, I didn't think that she was.
Judy Lawson?
Yes?
I'm from the police department. I'd like to talk to you.
Hey, look, we were just,
We were just studying.
Is it all right if I come in?
Sure.
listen, Judy, I'll see you later, huh?
What did you want?
It's about Angela Carbo.
Is she okay?
She's fine. You were roommates?
Yeah, until she quit school and went back to live with her father.
Could we sit down?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something. Were you very close friends?
Yes. What did you want to know about Angela?
I want to know.
And we got the goods, Mr. Carbo. And the bonus has been paid.
No problems?
No, sir. Stuff's in the warehouse behind the grill.
Bring it back here.
Here?
Yeah, somebody might break into the warehouse. Somebody who knows how we make a living.
Well, isn't that kind of risky? I mean, keeping it right here in the house?
The safest place there is. The cops have been burned once. They haven't got enough to get another warrant.
When do you want it?
Bring it back tonight. Stash it in the garage. Bring me, maybe half a pound.
You got a buyer tonight?
Oh, not exactly. I got a cellar.
Okay. We got everything except proof. Carbo had Astro set up the heist. This is where the junk was returned.
Get it in the trunk. Well.
Carbo's boys had him killed to keep him quiet, huh?
Effective way to shut a man up, isn't it?
Really?
You know, as a kid, I used to work in the oil fields. Let's go.
I didn't know that, Bill.
Hey, Ben. Find anything hard, holler. As of now, Larry, nobody outside our unit knows. I hope you can clear this up. That way nobody else will ever know.
Go ahead.
Okay. What about Angela Carbo?
We used to go out with her. We even talked about getting married.
Yeah, we went together for a while.
How did it break up?
Or did it?
Her father convinced her cop wasn't good enough for her. Didn't make enough money.
Well, I guess he was right about the second part.
Anyway, she's an only child. They're very close. And when he talks, she listens.
I thought you said you didn't know Carbo.
Sergeant, I didn't know him before we made the bust. Never saw him. I don't even think he knew my last name. Look, Angela and I, we'd go somewhere, my apartment usually. I think she's still got the key.
You stopped seeing her?
8 or 9 months ago.
But you were in her car the afternoon before the hearing.
She heard that I was one of the arresting officers, and she wanted to know what was going on.
What'd you tell her?
I was non-committal. I didn't want to hurt her. I thought the courts could handle it better.
Have you seen her since?
No.
Then it must have been Carbo you went to see because you were at their house yesterday.
They really did a job on me, huh?
We had to, Larry.
Okay, let's talk about the heroin. Wait. Yeah, Crowley. Yeah, he's here. Well, then I guess you better send him in. A couple of guys from Internal Affairs. They want to have a talk with you.
I thought you said you didn't tell anybody.
I didn't.
No, neither did I.
Come on in. Sergeant Staler and Rodriguez.
Pepper, I think you know your constitutional rights.
Yeah, I got them memorized.
A narc who works out on the west side, he got a phone call last night. Anonymous, that goes without saying, but the caller said that you tried to sell him some heroin.
He what? Could have been a psycho. Somebody with a grudge. Anybody. But we gotta check it out. Now, we'd like permission to search your car and your apartment.
Be my guest. There it is.
Here's what we've been looking for.
He was gone before I got there. He just turned in his badge and took off.
Well, I'll call him tonight and apologize. for suspecting him.
Then you know it was a frame, too.
Sure, it was a frame. Think he'd be stupid enough to leave the stuff in his car and then practically beg two cops to go search it? The guy was telling the truth all the way.
And Carbo planted the heroin to get Larry off his back.
You got it.
Why didn't the chief get it?
He probably did. What's he gonna do? He had no other choice. He had to suspend him.
What if the investigation doesn't clear him? It's possible, you know.
Yeah, I know. But, Pep, what are we gonna do? We got no leads, no nothing.
One lead. It might, just might, open a Pandora's box. Angela.
Hello?
Carbo? It's Larry Barber. I just want to let you know I'm not a cop anymore. We took care of that, so now I can play by your rules. And, mister, that's exactly what I intend to do.
What? Now, look, wait a minute.
Look,
Hello? Barber. He's been suspended.
Serves him right. Cops should know better than to sell dope.
I think I made a mistake.
What about Barber?
He wasn't a threat before, just a nuisance. I mean, now he's gone crazy. He doesn't have a rule book in his pocket. There's no telling what he might do. He might even come gunning for me.
And you want us to get him first?
Don't tell me the details till it's all over, and don't blow it. Right now, I'm going home.
Dr. Jack Matoff, please report to the 3rd floor east.
All right, Jack, Wednesday night. But please, casual. I'm not in the mood for dressing up. Okay, see you. Bye.
Miss Carbo.
Ah, yes, Sergeant. You're a little early.
Yes, I am.
What did you want to see me about?
Is there someplace we could talk?
Dr. Frank Gleskin.
Have you heard from Larry in the last few hours?
Please. Dr. Frank Gleskin.
Oh, you know about Larry. No, I haven't heard from him.
He's been suspended. He may face criminal charges.
For what?
They found half a pound of heroin in his car.
Oh, no. Larry would never do that.
He didn't. The heroin was planted.
And you think my father did it? I don't believe you.
Miss Carbo, your father's been very, very good to you. What else do you know about him?
Well, let's see. He stands about 6'2", weighs about 185
About his
pounds.
past.
Go on.
He came out here about 12 years ago from Newark, New Jersey. That was
I know that much.
That was right after a Senate hearing on organized crime. It forced him to close his bookmaking operation.
Dr. Pollard.
That's not true.
Dr. Pollard.
Angela, ever since your father was a young kid, he's been involved in mob activities. 5 arrests, 1 conviction, suspended sentence.
Why are you telling me this?
I don't want to. I know you care very, very much about your father. But we care about Larry, too. And I think you do.
All right, so my father did some things he shouldn't have. But that was a long time ago. You said that yourself.
He was involved in bookmaking out here.
Bookmaking's not the
4
worst
years
thing in the
ago,
world.
he set up the import company. Now, he made a lot of trips. Some of them were perfectly legitimate. 2 years ago, he went to Hong Kong, and that's where he made his connection. We have names, dates, places. We know the people he was dealing with there and here. Then we got the real evidence. 12 pounds of heroin. Your father had it set up so it would be stolen just before a hearing. And to protect himself, he planted some of it in Larry's car. Now, Angela, if Larry's career is ruined and he goes to prison, it will be your father who put him there. I'm sorry.
Don't touch me.
Don't you dare touch me.
Papa, I trusted you, and you lied to me.
Okay, I bring the stuff in, I sell it. It's dirty money, but it's just as good as the other kind. And besides, if I didn't do it, somebody else would.
I don't care about somebody else.
Baby, look, will you listen to me? Will you give me that much? Since the day your mother died, the happiest day in my life, that was the day I opened the business. You believe that? That was the first time ever I was straight. I was respectable. A couple of years later, everything went bust. Everything I had, no, that's not important. Everything I got for you, everything that I wanted for you, they were gonna take it away.
You did this all for me.
For who else? Your mother's gone. I don't give a mistress. I don't gamble. Oh, baby, I see you dressed like a princess, driving that fancy car, going to the tennis club, taking trips to Europe. The daughter of a slum kid from Newark. For who else?
Papa, I'm leaving.
What do you mean? Where are you gonna go?
Back to Larry before you destroy him completely. I think you know the name, Larry Barber.
Larry,
I'll be back for my things later.
Listen.
Goodbye.
Angela, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Listen.
Heroin ripoff.
You're about one step away from jail, my friend. You dig what I'm saying?
Your voice.
All right, now what I want is the street talk on a heroin ripoff.
You try putting that bottle
That's right.
down.
Any large amounts of heroin hit the streets, I want to know about it right away. Right?
You sick, huh?
I know about that.
You breaking my heart.
Some kids with a couple of
I
joints.
want you to get out of that crib and get on the street, you understand?
Talk about a
And
heroin
I'll expect a call within an hour.
So he planted maybe half a pound in Larry's car. Where's the rest of it?
Well, it ain't out on the street because we'd have heard.
At his warehouse?
You think he's going to be that foolish again?
I don't know. You think he'd keep it at his own home?
Well, that's a possibility. In fact, that's a probability.
Yeah.
He'd want to keep it close by, sure.
Well, it's no good, though, Pep. We don't have enough probable cause for another warrant.
What if we asked for a permissive search?
Not a chance.
But if he thought we might get the warrant, there's a chance he might panic.
And move the stuff.
Mm-hmm. While under surveillance. What do you think?
I like it.
Let's try.
Why not?
It's all been taken care of.
You mean Barber is dead?
No, but he soon will be. Well, we got into his apartment, and we put a bomb in the refrigerator. And when he
Refrigerator?
comes-
Come on.
What's wrong?
Come on!
What's going on?
You're the cop, Barber. We gotta get to his place. There's a bomb.
How do you know that?
They put it there. My daughter's gone there. Please.
Okay, get in. Joe, Pete, stay with these guys. We'll radio for black and white.
Turn around. Spread them.
Put your hands on the trunk. Come on. Spread your legs out.
Hey, wait a minute.
Put them out.
Man, he ain't gonna stick us for this. I'll make one hell of a statement. We ain't gonna be the fall guys.
Harris, who was it?
A girl, 19. She was the only one in the apartment. Carbo was her name. We said on the driver's license. Angela Carbo.
Hey, Harris.
intended for you. I'm sorry.